Hey, it's Simon from Fitpreneurs, and I'm super excited today to have Charlotte with me, who's all the way over in Buckinghamshire in the UK. Charlotte, I've not been back to the UK since I moved to San Diego, so how's the weather?
Yeah, not ideal, as always.
So, Charlotte, you recently messaged me because you'd had some really big growth in your business, and I just wanted to share that story with everyone. But why don't you wind back to how things started before you kind of signed up to FitPro Mastery and what you were doing at the time, because you were doing corporate, right?
Yep, I was. So I was working in leisure, but I was working so many hours and just kind of, it was the monotonous every single day. And I was working really, really hard. And I just wanted something different. I wanted to work more hours doing something I was truly passionate about. And then I started following Simon and the Fitpreneurs and decided to take the leap and invest.
So what were some of the frustrations at that time coming onto that conversation that you had with us? Was it just anxiety? Was it just like, I don't want to put words into your mouth. So, what was that trigger point for you of really wanting to reach out?
I just felt like I couldn't make the leap to be a PT and make it work without doing another job. I didn't feel that I could just be a self-employed PT and that be my job and earn enough money to pay the bills and live the life that I was living, doing something I was passionate about. I just didn't believe that it was true that I could do it.
All right. And how much were you earning at the time?
I was earning probably net was about 1,800 a month.
Hmm. And so you didn't have much left over at the end of the month to do what you wanted to do?
No, I was literally just putting money on the credit card, paying off the credit card, paying my bills, and then that was just rolling month for month. And I just felt like I was gonna just keep doing that for the rest of my life if I didn't make a change. But I didn't believe that I could do it.
So what was this? Normally what happens is we get this calling inside of us. What was that kind of calling for you?
I had this, it's a passion for fitness and a passion for helping people. And I really wanted there to be something that connected to me to believe that I could do it. And so I reached out to Fitpreneurs.
Okay, so what happened? Let's go through what happened after you signed up, because obviously that's a big jump to make and a big commitment. But what was the result? What did you start learning, and how was the process after that for you?
I just learned so much, and so much more than I thought I would learn. I thought I was just going to learn this secret solution, but I just learned so much about so many different elements, particularly about mindset, personal development, and growing myself. I learned loads about how to structure things, particularly systems, and implement things that will enable me to build and build and build throughout the process, really.
And then when did things start to really shift for you? Because there's typically a turning point where we start to see some ascension, and then we start to get belief in ourselves, and then we're kind of off to the races. When was that turning point for you, and what led to that?
So I actually went fully self-employed in December, which was the last month that I was with the Fitpreneurs. And I felt like I'd learned all this information, so I was ready to go. I felt like I was just ready to hit the ground running. My first month was okay. My second month, which was January, I doubled my income, what I would have got in the corporate job. And then it just started to build slowly. And I just was implementing all the principles because I felt like there was so much information. So I kept revisiting the information and taking action and revisiting and taking action. And I was following what you were doing, Simon. And, a big thing that you say is you've got to take action. And that is really, really true. If you're passionate about something, do it and just make the action straight away.
Yeah. So what was the big shift in terms of the biggest thing that you learned? Was it around sales? Was it around lead generation? Yes, of course, the mindset is imperative to that. But what were some of the things that you were taught by the industry, maybe getting your certification versus what I had taught in the program that got you like a big shift? Because I think for a lot of people, they go to PT school, they get taught, a certain thing, and then they create a belief around, what they're able to do in the industry. And so I kind of flipped that on its head.
Yeah. So it was the belief in myself, the belief that people would want to work with me for a start, putting myself out there on the internet just to be me and talk about what I believe in and what I'm passionate about. And also how valuable I am and how valuable my time is, because I just didn't know really what to charge. I was seeing PTs charging £15, £20 an hour, whereas I know our PT session, you know, I put work into what I do and I deliver. And so it was just that self-work, charge more for what I do.
Mm. And then when did you start to really shift up towards the 10,000 a month mark, which is a big, you know, that most trainers will never get to that number, you know, and that's that's the reality of it. But when did you start to really up the pace? Because that's a really amazing jump to start to make.
Yeah, so it was sort of June, July, it would start picking up to like the 7,500, and then it was just slowly picking up. And then it was actually September last month, that was my peak. So yeah, it's just been slowly building up since then. And other PTs were saying to me, you know, July and August is going to be so dead for you. But actually for me, because I was continually putting myself out there, I was speaking to my clients, I was building relationships. They were recommending me to their friends, and it was just building and building and building. And yeah, it's just grown.
And what's been working for you on the marketing side of things? How have you been getting your leads? And then, you know, how have you been, bringing people into your programs? What do you kind of offer? Are you working out of a gym? I think it'd be cool for people to know what your setup is.
Yeah, so I'll currently operate out of a gym. My marketing, I do Facebook marketing. That's through you guys. And yeah, through sort of going to different health fairs and events, and through referrals of my current clients. And that's kind of getting me what I need at the moment.
What would you kind of say to anyone right now that's kind of a personal trainer in the position that you were in when you first got started, you know, because it's kind of lonely sometimes, especially when you're an entrepreneur wanting to grow, right? And and you've got so many other personal trainers, like you say, like suggesting, charge this, do this. It's very important to get around the right type of people, isn't it?
100%. And get out of your comfort zone as well. So it's that thing of, you know, if you're unsure whether to do it and you've seen other people achieve and do well, you know, if you truly believe in that thing, and yes, it's going to take a bit of guts to jump out of your comfort zone, that will then become your comfort zone. You've got to keep getting out of your comfort zone and taking action all the time. And there's been times when I've been really nervous going out of my comfort zone, and like investing, that was an initial kind of fear. But then once you've invested, you're so ready for it, and you want to learn and you want to take action because you've invested in it. And I've kind of brought that back onto my clients. And when I say clients invest with me, I've been through that fear, and it helps you on your journey.
Let's talk about, and investing is such a critical conversation, not just from what you've done for yourself, but also understanding when clients are going to come and invest in you, because you need to do it yourself. Let's talk about that split second when it's that decision to invest in something for you at the level that you did. Like, how did it feel in that moment? Did you get any resistance? Were you kind of like, like, talk us through that kind of 1 minute window, I suppose, or that 3 minute window.
So it was, the initial resistance. So you're like, oh, really nervous. And it's kind of that fighting between like, okay, is it going to work? Am I committed enough? Do I believe in what I'm doing? And it's kind of pulling on that. And I just knew that I was passionate. I wanted to make it work. If I invested, I was going to put everything into it. Have I got the time to do it? Yes, I'm going to make the time. And then I just thought, I'm going to go for it. And then I'm committed. And that was the start, really. You've got to take that leap.
And do you think that helped you then with your sales, and then as people are coming to you with challenges around making an investment in themselves and their own self-belief? Did you think that really helped?
100%. Yeah. And, you know, believing in you. And that's what you've got to say to your clients. You know, do you believe in yourself? Do you know that you can commit to this? Are you ready? If it's yes, then get them to invest, because you know that that's going to be the best decision for them. You know, this was really, really great decision for me. Fitpreneurs has massively helped me. And just the community, the people that you're surrounded with, you're seeing other people achieving great things, and you get so many ideas and so much knowledge from the community. And that's exactly what you want to give to your clients.
Yeah. So what's happened because of the revenue increase, of course, we want to make more money to help change more lives, of course, but also there's a side benefit to your lifestyle. So have you reinvested in your business? Have you taken some holidays? Like, what have you done with the increased revenue to either grow yourself or grow the business? Because people, and I'll ask you this question, people want freedom. So what's freedom for you? Like, how do you define freedom?
Freedom for me is just to be able to do something that I love to do. I love helping people. I have a massive passion for exercise. I've been doing things like spending more money on my fitness. I know it might sound a bit silly, but for me, fitness is that release. So things like CrossFit membership, yoga, attending yoga regularly. These are the things that I've invested in. Also back into the business. So buying equipment that I see is valuable to my customers, marketing, and also just saving, having money in the bank. I know it sounds silly, but when you're paying off your credit card bill every single month and there's hardly any money in the bank, like now I actually have some money in the bank at the end of the month. And for me, that is hugely satisfying because it was something that I never have had for a number of years now.
Right. And that gives you security, knowing that if something comes up, you can take from that fund to be able to, do whatever you want to do. So what's your vision now for the next 12 months and beyond? You've obviously come so far and you've grown as a person, which is amazing. And you're helping more people, but what's the vision moving forward now for you?
I want to help more people. I want to build bigger communities. So potentially looking at online. I do like face-to-face. So at the moment I'm looking at, different possibilities to build more of a community at the gym that I'm in. Maybe look at an online product and move forward into the online virtual world. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm looking at the moment. And over the next couple of months, it's going to be nailing that down going into 2018. And hopefully that's going to be another big year.
Well, thank you, Charlotte. That's been amazing. And any last passing words for any Fit Pros that are watching that are in a job right now that they don't want to be in?
If you're 100% passionate about fitness and helping people, 100% commit, because you'll be doing something that you love every single day and you'll never look back.
Great. Thanks, Charlotte. That's amazing. Oh, and also, what's your website? How do people find you?
Yes, my website is huntfitness.co.uk and on Facebook, obviously, so Hunt Fitness UK or Charlotte Hunt. Add me, send me a message.
Awesome. Thanks, Charlotte.